left the Mormon church right before I had this big trip to Europe, and I decided I would have my first drink there because I was living in Provo, Utah at the time, and I didn't want to have my first drink in Provo, Utah. There's only one bar in Provo, and it's directly across the street from the Mormon temple. And I didn't want to have my first drink and then walk outside and have to see like Moroni on the roof hitting his beer bong or whatever the fuck he's doing up there. Right? I went to London, I walked into this pub, and I was super nervous. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing at all, but a lot of my ex-Mormon friends told me, they were like, hey, just talk to the bartender. They live for this shit. This is their job. Like, they'll help you out. So I went up to the bartender and I said, hey, I'm 31 years old. I've never had a drink in my life. And he goes, really? And I go, yeah. And he goes, dork? And I go, what? And he goes, all right, well, what do you want? And I go, I don't know. I've never done this. What do you recommend? And he said, a Guinness? I had never had alcohol, but I knew that was a wrong answer. I tried a bit, and he was like, yeah, you like that? And I was like, no. And he gave me another dark beer, and he's like, how about that one? And I was like, still no. And suddenly it felt like I was losing my virginity all over again. Right? Where this guy's just like, you like that? And I'm like, no, it tastes weird. And he's like, sorry to hear that, but I'm gonna keep trying the exact same thing until it works. So he gives me all these dark beers, and I'm like, hey, is there anything else that I could maybe try? And he just slams his hands on the table, leans in, and goes, how the fuck should I know? And walks away. And I was like, this is not the warm coming-of-age story I thought that I was going to have. Right? Like, I wanted not just a bartender, I wanted like a spiritual guide. I wanted it to be like the Mormon temple, where they have like someone who shows you around. Do you remember that person? They call it the escort. Do you remember that? In fact, at the bar, I was like, I wish I had an escort. And he's like, we're not that type of fucking bar. So I ordered a cider because I'm familiar with apples. And despite everything that had happened, I started drinking my cider. I'm feeling good. I'm in this pub from the 1600s. I'm making a memory. I'm feeling good. Starting to feel a little tipsy as well. I leave the pub, and just as I walk outside, I hear, Brother Brown? Oh. I shit you not, my bishop's wife comes running up to me, and she's like, Brother Brown, it's been so long, which it had been because I left the church. She brings me in close, gives me a big hug, takes a whiff, and goes, what are you up to? And I go, pretty good. Fucking flawless.